Another reason why I left religion, Christianity, fundamentalism, and the church is because fundamentalist churches teach its members that wives are the property of their husbands. Now, I always get some negative comments on these videos about how my church wasn't like that, or I never experienced what you talk about. Well, these videos are about my experiences, either my experiences or people I've met at work, in therapy, and these are the experiences I know of. If you have an experience you want to leave in the comments or make your own YouTube videos, go for it. These are my experiences. So, I grew up in fundamentalist, Calvinistic, Baptist churches. And churches never come out and say that wives are the property of their husbands. However, they do believe that women should submit to their husbands. And historically, in Jewish culture that's recorded in the Bible, women are listed among chattel, cattle, and possessions that belonged to powerful heterosexual men. Luckily, most countries in the world don't view women as property anymore. Even though a lot of countries, I'd say the majority of countries that still view women as property are countries under the two major world religions, Islam and Christianity. Now, the problem with the idea that women are property goes back to the fall. Religious Christians, regardless of what denomination you're in, believes that sin occurs because of Adam and Eve's choice to eat the apple or the fruit, depending on what you believe. And St. Augustine, in the first few centuries of the AD, started the idea that women caused the fall. This is where Calvinistic teachings come from. St. Augustine is the reason why we view sex as shameful, women as temptresses, and the reason why men fall. This is entirely misogynistic, sexist, and just dehumanizing. But it's still so prevalent in all cultures, not just Christian. And you look at the ideology that white nationalistic MAGA Christians believe. It's the fantasy of the trad wife, that women are not fully functioning adults, that they need to be led by men. This is why things like abortion, Roe versus Wade, were overturned, because they do not believe that women have full 100% autonomy and sovereignty over their own bodies. And back when Jesus came to earth, if you believe in that kind of thing, women were the property of their Jewish or Roman husbands. And that's how it was even in Christian America until the 70s. And that's why, and before 2005, there were very few state or federal laws against how a husband could treat his wife. You look at the Christian nuclear heterosexual family, you will always see that the man is in charge, that the woman is less than. She's the helper. She's never the leader. And this is not just religious, this is secular. I mean, if you Google, what did a happy 1950s family in America look like? You will get a white, heterosexual family with 2 kids in a middle-class background. I mean, the Ozzie and Harriet kind of thing. And the problem with the view that women are property, Christians will never ever say that women are the property of men, but they teach it. It goes back to Judaism at its cornerstone. No woman in the Jewish culture was given an inheritance, even though I think it was Dinah was a sister to one of the 12 tribes of Israel. There is no female tribe of Israel. And women were never talked about in the Bible unless it was a rare occurrence, and it was usually not a positive mentioning. I always say women appeared in the Bible for 3 reasons. They needed to be saved, they caused trouble, or they were an instrument of God's judgment. And I believe that. I don't believe God's real. I don't believe the Bible is infallible. But I do believe that's how ancient and modern men view women. And when I say men, I don't mean 100% everyone on this planet. I'm saying the majority of men in this world believe that women are inferior. And you look at how our country is being governed right now. A leader is judged on how he treats women, the vulnerable, and the stranger. Trump right now, instead of being a good host, is zip tying people who come to visit our country. How does he treat women? He brags about assaulting them and selling them and buying them. Whoever leads our country is either a role model or enables the bad parts of our society. If our president is a predator and best friends with human traffickers, what kind of message do you think that sends to the men of the next generation or the women? You're telling men it's okay to be Trump, and you're telling women that we don't care enough about you to elect men who see your value. And everything about Christianity is about man being the pinnacle of God's creation and women being in subjection. So no, unless they are probably a raving lunatic, they're never going to say the Bible says that women are men's property. But the way conservatives vote, what they allow, and what they stand for shows and demonstrates their lack of common respect for women and womankind. Overturning abortion, you are sending a message to girls and women that they are not a fully functioning adult, that their desires and their bodily autonomy should be decided by men who have never had a reason to make decisions about their body when it comes to pregnancy. Very few men have ever made a choice in which to carry a child. And if it's not your body, you shouldn't be making a choice for somebody without their consent, or you're their POA. And our country has nothing but contempt for women. You look at every law, it's either views women with respect or it views them as though they're garbage. And overturning Roe versus Wade told men that women are not fully functioning adults, that they need to have decisions made for them, and that men are the best deciders of their life. And looking through history, men have never been good or consistent when it comes to protecting women and making good decisions for them. if someone is 18 plus, they should not be